Hey guys, Tim Miner with TeamRep.com. Another Motivation Monday coming at you. And today we're talking about getting back on the wagon. Now, you probably heard this saying, you probably used it yourself. I used to hear it the most when they talk about alcoholics falling off the wagon. You know, they went back and had another drink, even though they had been sober for a while. We use it all the time in health and fitness too. I fell off the wagon. I was starting to work out. I was starting to eat healthy. And then one day, oh man, that hamburger was right in front of me and I just decided to eat it, and then everything just sort of went down. And it's actually useful to look at falling off the wagon in health and fitness, much like an addiction such as alcohol, in the sense that we are often addicted to food, to a certain lifestyle, to our own laziness and not working out, even though we don't necessarily recognize it as an addiction. Part of the reason that it's so hard to change it and to move out of that way of living is that we've gotten so used to the habits of living that way and so used to feeling that's our new norm. It's hard to pull ourselves into a new norm, especially one that takes a bit more effort, not only physically, but also mentally and emotionally. So how do you get, maybe you've started already and you fell back off. So how do you get back on that wagon once you've fallen off? And I'm going to relate to you with a certain story from my past. When after I had my back surgery and I had ruptured a disc in my back, even though I had gotten rid of the pain, it was hard for me to get back with a consistent health and fitness regimen, with eating right on a regular basis, with going to the gym regularly. I had trouble getting back into that mentality because not only had I been protecting myself from my injury for so long, so I didn't quite believe in my physical abilities anymore, but I had gotten used to not working out. I had gotten used to just grabbing whatever I could to eat. At the time I worked in a bakery and there were cakes around me all the time, and whenever we had a slice that was a little bit too small to actually serve to a customer, guess who got to eat it? Any one of us, and oftentimes that was me, of course. So it got very easy to just sort of like willy-nilly do whatever you want with your health and fitness, because I was like, well, it's not like I wasn't getting real overweight or anything like that. I was doing enough to maintain some semblance of health and fitness, but it was not enough to make me happy, and it certainly wasn't pushing me forward. And so it was very easy to stay in this, even though it was a depressing state, and even though I knew I was capable of more, it was very easy to stick with that and to convince myself not to do the other stuff because it was a little bit harder. So how did I get back on the wagon? And these are going to be my points for you because they helped me out and they've helped a lot of people that I've worked with. And here it is. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's not any kind of magic pill. It's just this. Just do it. Listen to Nike. Nike's been saying that for years and years. They say just do it. And the reason for that is that there is no place you're going to get to in your mind, no amount of reading or some specific method that you're going to find that's all of a sudden going to make everything easy. There is no place in your mind you're going to get to where you are all of a sudden super motivated and super charged up and you're like, all right, I'm ready to do this. Finally, everything's in order. Now I can go. This is what I've been waiting for. That will not happen. In fact, the only way to get to that sort of level, to start to create that sort of enthusiasm and energy that you need to have that motivation to keep pushing forward, is by just doing it, by getting the actions done. You create motivation, you create energy out of your actions. It doesn't come from some outside source magically. You have to create it. And there's nothing stopping you from doing that at any time. Your body is physically capable of moving, of doing the things you need to do. You are physically capable of making the right diet choices, of making the right nutritional choices, but it's all up here in our head. It's all based on those habits that we've created. And when we start to rationalize it, when we start to get into our minds about it, when we start to wait until we feel like it, then we start telling ourselves all these things. It's like, I'm not very motivated right now, so I'm not going to work out. Maybe I'll do it later. Later gets pushed back to tomorrow, which gets pushed back to next week. You know this, I know this, we've all been through it. And when you just get up and you just do it, You don't listen to anything in your head, no matter how bad your mind is telling you, don't do it. Sit down, lay back down, hit the snooze button, whatever it's telling you that's telling you not to do it, and all the great reasons it's coming up for not doing it. Don't listen to it. As soon as you get up, as soon as you write that on your list, you're like, I'm going to work out today at 11 o'clock. I'm going to get rid of all the junk food in my cupboard. Don't write it down and then put it off till later. Go do it right now. Get it out of the way. Get it done. Because not only will you create action, you'll create movement, and you'll create momentum by doing that. And that's the only way you can create momentum, is by taking action. But you'll also give yourself a nice emotional boost by actually completing something that you put your mind to. You know, it's very self-defeating and deflating to keep putting things out there that you want to do and saying you want to do them and then never doing them. You know, this is a great way to depression. So when we have these thoughts and we have these impulses and we know we want to get these things done, we got to do them, and we got to do them right now. Okay? So create that motion by taking action today. Get started with something. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to fix everything or figure out the whole path today. You just have to get started and keep making your plan to stay consistent and moving on that path. That's what's going to create momentum, enthusiasm, the sort of motivation you've been looking for. This is where it's going to come from. So make it happen today. Take action, start those first steps, and we'll get that ball rolling of momentum to take you where you want to go. All right? This is Tim Heideck with TeamRev.com. Motivation Monday. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.